ridiculous. Hello there, Muhammad. So far, it's only you, it says. Alright, sorry to everyone. I had massive technical difficulties because my brother is here playing on a PS4, on my old PS4, and then technically he didn't sign out of my account on his PS4, so Sony saw it as I'm on an account twice, or I'm playing things on the same account, and then it just made things very complicated. Thank you, Detrillis. Happy New Year to you too. Black Dynamite. Yeah, I love how the show was funny. I like that show. Especially the Michael Jackson episode. This thing really messed things up. What would you be willing to do for the Pistons to win a championship? Maybe give up Doja. Maybe. I don't know much more I could offer. I also, sorry to everybody that was watching the first stream, and then the music was too loud, and then there was no way to fix it. And I didn't get that was my first time playing Astrobot, and it's a real fun game. I haven't even gotten to do anything in there but like 1%, less than 1%. But there's no volume setting, and the music is just blaring. And I kept asking people, is this music too loud? But then when I turned it all the way up on my end and I opened up the stream on my phone and hear it, that music is just drowning out everything. I turned my own volume up and it was still too loud. It was just too many noises at once. So this nice tranquil peace and quiet overlooking the planet here for hell divers. So I hope this is a lot better. Oh my, that looks beautiful over there. Oh, that is magnificent over there. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too, Julian. Can you do a video on the Houston Rockets versus Miami Heat game? That happened. I didn't get to see it. Oh yeah, there was a fight during that game. That was the only thing I saw from. There was a fight. There was like 2 different fights that happened in the past couple days. And both of them is funny. It's like that's definitely a way to boost ratings. That'll get people watching. You're looking down at the Planet NBA where you see a constant decline of viewership taken down by the yeah, the viewership decline stuff has been just it's too gargantuan, and every other league isn't really experiencing this. I think the NFL is experiencing some of the highest ratings right now. MLB ratings going up, and They had a ratings issue not too long ago, about a year or two ago, but the NBA has just been, it's ridiculous. And I know a big portion of that has to do with people using Stream East, and or not a big portion, but it's not big enough of a proportion to justify the loss of viewers. But I think uh, League Pass being as annoying as it is, as well as other factors, is making it so people just, and it's no, I don't think it's any real question that the league with the biggest amount of complaints and grievances directed towards players not playing games, not taking the regular season seriously, and load management just so happens to be the NBA, and its ratings are down more so than the other leagues. Like there's no way you can look at all of these metrics and just chalk it up to coincidence and just say, oh, this is maybe this, so it's maybe that, without looking at the main issue or the forest for the trees. Tanner says, man, how do you make such great edits in such a short time? You'll throw in 30 references a 5-minute vid. Super talent. A lot of times this is me. I have to, if something happens and I'm thinking of it, then I say I have to go and individually search it up. And sometimes it'll be irritating because I can't get that exact clip that I want. Because I look on the whole internet, there'll be all these clips except that one clip for this movie. Got every other clip of the movie except that one thing. But yeah, lots of trials and tribulations and painstaking work of not doing things properly on my old channel and learning through that. So some people who, when they came here in the first few months of uploading content to this channel, they were saying, how are these videos so well done? So for somebody, you don't even got that many subs. At the time, I wasn't even at 1,000 on here. It's like, well, I'm just taking experience I learned from that and applying it here. It's not, I'm not somebody just came out of nowhere great at YouTube. Most people that start content creation aren't great time they come into the fold. Like, lesson by learning. Even now, I'm not, there's still things that I have to get better at. I like the ease of use the phone brings in making videos, but the idea of being at the threshold that I'm at now, 54,000 people still using a phone, is somewhat, is juvenile and things like that. Such things should be professionalized upon getting 10,000, and then at 10,000 or more, you start to make changes to better the overall content. And even though I upload almost every single day, I try to make sure every single upload still pretty quality. I'm not gonna, there've been a few videos I felt should have been better and I was pressed for time, but I'm never gonna phone in a video and just say, oh, let me throw something together and then just have people click on it. Emerson's up to you. Is that Marvel Rivals flawless? I was thinking of playing Rivals, but then this music, this background music, the way they do streaming on PlayStation just isn't very good. They don't give you too many options and variety. If I switch to another game, it ends the stream. That's why people, they use laptop and desktop, and it's just preferable to this, but I hope to get that fixed and sorted out to where I'm not having to close an application and then stop the stream, then redo a stream. Oh, look, here's stream 3 for me playing a third game. Do you watch synthetic sports? What is synthetic sports? Leon, bro, well wishes to you and your family, Dynamo. Been watching this channel for 2 years now. Oh, you are somewhat of an OG. You are an OG here. Thank you. How are you doing today? and appreciate you for sticking around this long. Is that it doesn't feel like it'll officially be 2 years when this season, when the regular season concludes, it'll officially be 2 years. Because then I will have, in my opinion anyway, I will have done a full on playoffs, regular season, playoffs, regular season. This is technically my second regular season. Because I've covered 2 playoff series and last year's regular season. This will be a full-on thing, even though the analytics and the channel is technically, it's been 2 years now. A few months ago, it was 2 years. And this channel, I made it, but I didn't upload on it frequently until 2023. Because I had like 1 to 2 videos I made in 2022, and I had maybe 3 to 4 people ever watch those. And it was like 2 videos, and I wasn't committed into doing it because I wasn't still sold on the point of me leaving my original channel that was supposed to be my original channel and starting another one. But then I said, let me try to focus on one thing and upload only about that one thing and see how things go. And then in just a month, I got more subscribers on here than I did in 4 or 5 years making a video every single on multiple subjects, which YouTube doesn't really like too much. They don't like variety like that. They want you to niche, focus on something so it can target an audience for that algorithm. Or the algorithm can pinpoint that particular fan base, and then it makes things easier. Tanner, thank you very much for the donation. Appreciate you talking about the process. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too. Hope you are well. Hope your family is doing well. Jamie Harris, I'm a new watcher. I hope your health gets better. Dynamo, been enjoying your vids. Yeah, I only get sick because of my brother. Like, I'm better now. I'm 95%. But I've gotten sick 3 times this year, and all 3 of them have been because of him. And I know kids are gonna get sick, but at least 2 of the colds he's had, he could have done better. He walks around sometime like not wearing socks, and it'll be cold, not wearing socks, goes outside, he's not wearing a hat, he's not bundling up, he's not drinking enough water, not eating enough vegetables. I keep trying to tell him these things, and so it just makes it easier for him to get sick, on top of just being a kid and catching colds in general. Oh, do a lot of YouTube, synthetic sports at YouTube. Oh, okay. OKC fan here. I love your content. I started watching during the Detroit struggle 2023 November. Yeah, I'll have more videos covering that OKC team too. That's another team. I need to do, well, I've gotten some of the things that have been bogging down my schedule out of the way. Some things personally, as well as just some video topics I wanted to cover. So now things will be more freed up for me to have more videos about some teams I've been neglecting out of either just schedule mismanagement and just not being consistent enough on coverage of some teams. So OKC is one I'd like to focus in more on. And then when I had planned to talk about the Kings for such a long time, and then I see them floundering and just things going to the wayside for them. Warriors stuff going side, but then I've made less videos now this year about the Warriors than probably last year at this same time, because there hasn't really been anything to talk about with the Warriors other than them just doing a 180 in progression. I don't know how they started the season off. I think they were like 12-4 or 12-2, and then they just, like, what happened? I know that I was expecting there to be a downturn anyway, but just not this massive. Because everyone comes into an NBA season fresh. Everyone comes in NBA season, they're fresh, reinvigorated, they're focused, they want to apply themselves early. And then you're going to get that period in time that coincides, ironically, with the end of the NBA Cup. Which, even if the NBA Cup didn't exist, this is around the time where wear and tear starts to build up. And then you see people going through the motions just a little bit. And it'll be that way a little bit of time until you get the All-Star break. Trade deadline, All-Star break. And then you see everyone kind of perking back up again because they had that 2 weeks off, or 2.5 weeks kind of off. And then you'll get a little bit more of that towards the back half of the regular season. But not the immediate half, because then you'll see some teams who know they're in playoff position and losing a game or two isn't going to change their rank. They're going to start sitting some players. They're going to start. So, but for them to be set back as much as they have been, I didn't see that. This has been a weird season for some teams. Them being one, the Bucks started off horribly, and now they've been the reverse Warriors in a way. Now it looks like they never had a horrible start. We're going to need a Dynamo and Lil Dynamo collab stream. Yeah, he's if he could focus on some stuff, he's just so, it's hard to get him to sit in one spot. And then the time, just getting times set in a certain way, because like before I said, we don't have custody over him, so he spends most of his time here, but it's like his time is divvied up 40-some% to 50-some% between here and his father's house, who I don't like. Go easy on us. You should have seen how it was like here in OKC when Durant left. Oh, no, yeah, I know about that. When the Durant leaving, anytime a star leaves a team, there's going to be some hardship. But a player like Durant leaving, and he's your focal point or your anchor being player, like, yeah, I know. Even looking at how bad the Rockets looked after the system and Harden left. But for them to turn it around as quick as they did, that's marvelous. That's remarkable. You could look at this Rockets team right now and you wouldn't even think that they lost a huge player and then had a struggle or two. Like, Rockets had really only struggled for maybe 2 years after Harden. Like, struggled a year or two after. Some teams, they be struggling for half a decade just to get to mid or marginal. And then you got teams like the Pistons, like our team, like we've been struggling for damn near this whole, since for well over a decade. They already starting to shooting stuff outside. Not even 6 o'clock yet. We shooting bullets up in the air. What we celebrating? Any excuse to shoot. I'm trying to figure out what Presti is going to do with this treasure chest of draft picks. I have to eventually re-sign. Yeah, he got something planned. That's what ails me about y'all up there in OKC. Y'all got too much. Normally teams, not normally, but the balance would be San Antonio Spurs, for example. They got a lot of draft capital. They got a good amount, more than a good amount of draft capital, but the team isn't quite there yet and just solidifying pieces. They know their future in Wembanyama. I got to make a video about him. I got to cover a game of the Spurs, make some videos about them, just game reactions, and I got to talk about Wembanyama himself, because he's He's a broken character right now with no patch in sight in the NBA. He's a hacker. But yeah, you got a bunch of picks, but then you got the team that isn't quite there, or you've got a team that's solidified. They know who they are, their identity is in place, and they're trying to compete for a title. But then the picks are kind of like marginal, but then it doesn't matter if the picks are marginal because you're going to be competing and you're going to be in contention for foreseeable future. OKC not only is hyper competitive right now, and they're set for the foreseeable future, but they've got picks up the ass. How does that happen? How is that fair? Why is this world structured like this for winners like that to exist? And they keep getting more. Enough. Were you trying to compete for the next 3 generations? Give it a rest. What about us? What about us? Brother over there screaming and stuff. What about us less fortunate organizations? Oh my God. You getting beaten in Fortnite that bad? Like the Pistons, we only just now started getting picks that are even in the second round and all that because Troy Weaver was so garbage at acquiring draft capital. We're just getting players, we're signing players that don't fit properly and acquiring no picks and then giving some players away for nothing. So Trajan Langdon, he's only just that he's like, oh, let me get some picks as well as sign a player or two, but then so we've only just been really able to get some steam in that category. I'm very interested to see what the Pistons may do in the between now and the trade deadline, especially in the off season. Because Beasley right now, he's in 3-pointers made and the clip at which he's shooting them and how consistent he's been. There's going to be teams that'll be knocking at our door to get him. Now, I don't mind, like, he's going to be a valuable trade asset. I just want us to get decent players back. I want us to be building something and trading a Beasley and not ignoring the trade like for Bojan or something. When we had him, he was somebody people were asking us to get, and then we just didn't do anything. We could have had 2 first-round picks for him. We didn't do anything. The way Durant left is what pissed us off. Westbrook is still very liked here in OKC. Yeah. I can understand that for how the way how a player leaves is very important. Because it's like if Durant shouldn't have left when he did. He could have had another year or two, just signed contracts like LeBron. Like I in criticism of LeBron plenty of times, how LeBron left Cleveland was bad, but at least he didn't go and get, like, Durant didn't do this either. Like, his contract played out and stuff. But players who ask for trades, most of the time, I don't really like how it happens because it just doesn't sit well with the fan base and things. But then you have situations like a Damian Lillard where Trailblazers fans were telling him to ask for a trade. They was like, just open the car door, go be free, Damian. Go be free, go be better somewhere else. You've done all you can for us. We'll love you here, we'll always love you here, but just leave. Just leave us to sink like Jack and Titanic. Just let us go. The fashion and how Durant left, as well as who he left with, horrible. Personal gain achieved, but you could tell even when he was up there on the podium and he's getting that Finals MVP, he's like, he get his half smile, like, it's not overjoyed, it's not whatever. You don't see him up on that podium chanting like Kevin Garnett, anything is possible. Like, but if he did, he would have had tons of flack and heat for that. He's like, what you mean anything is possible? What you mean make them possible? And you over here on the most overpowered team in NBA history. Don't rush yourself, Kamish. Get yourself fully healthy, please. Yeah. I have to remember that. I tend to forget that different times, or I overlook it. Chaps do shine. Love your channel, Kamish. Hope you and your family have a new year. Do you think the Warriors still have a shot at being competitive next year, or has the window closed? I don't think that window with the Warriors is just not. Curry is only getting older. The main core is getting older. El Burro is just he's done some defensively great things this year too, but the bench was, I have to relook at the stats how Warriors bench is looking, because when I was last talking about them when they were doing good, they had the #1 bench in the league. I wonder if they still have that. But the starters production and then those fourth quarters, Warriors just seem to find a way to choke. Oh yeah, and the Clippers for Cosmicton. I'm bad with names. I need to make a video about them. I was thinking of making a video about talking good about Harden, because he's kind of been, and I would title the video, James Harden has been cooking and the food is actually edible. Like, he's been kind of cooking and the food is edible. Cosmicton. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that if I butchered your name. Sorry about that. I'm surprised at Harden too, because I would expect him to ask for a trade. Yeah, I've been saying Harden's name for a little bit of time now, because there hasn't been anything he's done to get me angry. I just, like, I have to nitpick, then it gets into actual hating territory, which I would then regard as hating, where even if somebody who's doing good, who I don't like, and then I still find ways to talk bad about him, then it's like, okay, yeah, no, I'm not gonna. And when you start doing, and he's fallen down the list in general, like this time last year or a little bit before that, on a video that I've been meaning to make, that I gotta make the top 5 NBA players who I hate. This time last year, he would have been like #2. But he's kind of damn near falling out the top 5 now. Like, he's still up there just because of his past manure. But recently he hasn't done anything. I would have expected him to ask for a trade, given the situation with Kawhi being gone and all that, and being just really, the future looks bleak a little bit there. But the team has been doing well, and he's been doing really good consistent, or he's been consistent. So I may have to make a video talking well about him. But watch I make a video talking good about him, and then a day or two later he goes and does something that pisses me off. Chaps 2 signs. Thank you. Always excited for your videos. Thanks for answering my question. Oh, you're very welcome. Most of the time I try to see people's questions and answer them as quick as this, because I know that, like, there's a lot of things that before even getting to the point of just being at 50 some odd subscribers, 50 some thousand subscribers, like being somebody looking at other creators and having they just wouldn't, they have a whole chat of people, then they just, are you going to answer some of the people that is sending you, or do they have to send you something all the time? Like, it shouldn't be. Now, when you get big enough to where there's a bunch of people that may be somewhere, and then the chat is going like that, then yeah, that's too much. Like, you're not going to be able to. So if somebody wants to send something so they can get your attention to ask you something, yeah, that would make sense. Then I would be like, oh yeah, if people really want my take on something, then yeah, you would have to send some so I can see it, because it's just not going to be possible to see all that. But there'll be people who have decent sized chat of people watching, and then they just sit there, don't say nothing. It's like, are you gonna, like, what, answer some questions? Red 1220 says, does Commissioner have a Discord server? That's something else I need to make. I will get on that. I need to establish one. In the very, very near future, I'm going to have something like that. Ibrahim says, in a year or so, the chat will be moving like crazy. Ah, thank you. I don't ever want it to be just that, to where it's that, because then I can't talk to some people. But then if that comes with the territory, if stuff works out enough, and then yeah, it'd be nice. But these types of scenarios is always nice, because then I can really see what people are saying and then have direct conversations with people, and it's not just a sea of text or a wall of text. Happy holidays, Commissioner. Glad I can appreciate one, Commissioner. Oh, thank you, Ref 206A. Thank you very much. Flawless says, I think the Raptors are the worst team in basketball. I haven't accumulated enough visual aid and information to have an opinion on them being the worst, but they have not been looking very good, of course. But yeah. I mean, I thought it was the Wizards. I don't think the Wizards... Aren't they pretty much the universally agreed upon worst team in the NBA? Or have they been playing better? I gotta reconfigure. I prefer chill type of chats like this. Yeah, Red 20. Yeah. And just conversing and talking with people. If it could be, it only when it gets down to, I've seen some people stream and then they've had 100 or 200 people watching and it's still relatively like this. It's still fine. But when you become otherworldly in scope, then the human element, I believe, gets lost. Where I think it'll contribute sometimes to a creator's mental health waning, where it's just a wall that's going by quick and you can't really talk to anybody there. So now you feel cordoned off. You feel as though it's like everyone's watching, really, but I'm not really. So I can see that, but that's something that comes with the territory. You can't want tremendous success in content creation and want to do really well, and then be upset because you're doing so well that you can't really read your chat and stuff. Like, you're gonna have to deal with it. Or you can have, like, I'm uploading more and more videos for members only if people want to become a member of the channel. So when I start doing members only streams, then it can have just slowed down thing too, if stuff were to get a lot better. They're losing by 40 right now. Who's losing by 40 right now? Wait, who just flawless? I think the Raptors. The Raptors are losing by 40 right now. Oh my God. You see, not only now I realize Cosmic Dan. Only now do I realize what the name. I'm over here thinking it's something else. To get my eyes checked. I was thinking it's like, what is that? Now I see what it, okay. Loved your referee and betting videos. Crushed it. Keep it up, bro. You are right. Thank you. I'm reading your name as something else, and I'm thinking that, is that something other than just read? It's like, glad to see you Pistons got it together. Oh, yes. I'm liking that more and more. We're a functioning basketball team, and the Lions too, because I'm gonna make it a huge point and going out of my way to have videos about the Lions, because We could very well make the Super Bowl. Oh my God. Then I have to plan for that being something for, I say, do I want to live stream the Super Bowl? I think I may do that instead of just a video. Because it'll be more fun for people to watch along. Then we can all look at the halftime game. I won't be able to show it, but I'll probably just do this here. Everybody looks at the game and then I just do that. Hold on now, I don't want to jinx it. Nothing I say something good and then something bad happens. No, I'm not too, our chances, I'm not liking our chances too much because we have a lot of injuries and to some key people. Our running back is gone and he isn't coming back this season. And our main guy, and one of those, I forget the position's name, Aiden Hutchinson, he's slated to maybe come back if we were to make the Super Bowl, where he said, oh, it's a guarantee he'll come back. But I still want, if we can get a Lions-Chiefs Super Bowl, Kendrick Lamar's at halftime show, that's a dream matchup. And have us beat them. Tired of these Chiefs. I would have to, if I was making full-on NFL content more often than not, I would be respectfully hating on them like I do the Celtics. Because there's not really anything they do have refs. Refs will be doing some stuff for them, though, that I've noticed. Celtics, not comparable. Celtics are just too damn good. Chiefs are also very, very good, but I've seen the refs bail them out with some calls. Jacob Donnelly says, do you think the clock is up on Zion? I still want to think he can be what we all thought given his age, but not surprised people have given up on him. I don't think the clock is gone on Zion, but it's getting close to midnight. I think how this next season, how the rest of this season plays out, will give us an inkling of, I think next season after this will be the pivotal one. And then it'll be kind of just, it's close to midnight for Zion, though. I say it's like 10 p.m. for him. Because he doesn't have any all-NBA, he's not on, for somebody as talented as he is at this age, there's players that are doing stuff in just year 2 and 3 that they're establishing themselves as, yeah, I'm that guy. And the generational players too. Like, look at the year Wembanyama is having. He was starting off shaky at the first section of this year, but look at what he's doing. He is breaking the league in year 2. And some of the greatest of all time, when they get to year 2, they automatically show you, it's like, no, I'm not gonna be ready in a year or 2. No, I'm one of the best right now, if not the best and stuff. Like, I'm showing you in real time. In year 2, I'm him. Wembanyama, at this, what he's been doing, I'll be surprised if I gotta look at the MVP list. He has to be maybe in the top 7 with the stuff that he's doing. I saw Jason Tatum, he's like number 3, and people are mad that he's even number 3 yet. Because at a certain point of the season, a month ago, Jason Tatum was number 2, Jokic was 1, and Giannis was 3. And now I think current MVP ladder is, I think Shai Gilgeous just passed Jokic in the MVP ladder. Then it's Jokic, then it's Giannis, I think. Last time I looked at it, though. I don't want to hear squabble up. I need to hear not like us just for the memes. Yeah, Red, he needs to do. There's no way he doesn't do not like us. He got to do not like us. Drake trying his hardest to have that not happen. They want to get him for defamation and stuff, but you got to do that. To have the entire country, to have a worldwide presence chanting certified pedophiles. Wah, 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 wah. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. Oh, terrible. Colin asks, what It's my favorite pair of basketball shoes. I'm not big on shoes. I'm not big on I'm just not I don't care about fashion like that. I've never been a fashionable person. I've been a very unfashionable person. I've left the house looking a certain way that would be closer to that of a hobo-esque individual. So I haven't been, I mean, looking your best and like being clean cut and stuff is like, yeah, but not wearing stuff properly. And I've had one pair of Jordans in my entire life. And those were, I say, yeah, those were, but well, I've had to have shoes made a certain way for my feet because I have bad feet. So those have gotten expensive just because they're custom insoles and they're like molded to my feet and all that. When I was working at the movie theater. So yeah, those got expensive. But in terms of just fashion apparel, the most expensive thing I've ever had was Jordans. And we were either at some sandbox thing or something. I took my shoes off, and this was when I was still living in inner city Detroit. Some kid stole them and threw them up on the telephone wire. And they were still there for years after that. They was still on the telephone wire, and then they threw them up there. And then for some reason, I just never tried to get them down. I don't even know how they threw them up there. Didn't even steal the shoes. Like, you would think if you had stole them, I'd feel better about it. It's like, okay, yeah, they're Jordans, I get that. But you're so much of a hater that you not only took them, but you chucked them on the telephone wire. You don't want nobody to have nothing. So that was strike one in wearing something fashionable. And then strikes 2 and 3 came all at once when I was still going to Detroit public schools and there were kids sagging their pants. And you don't know how many times throughout my life I've grown up hearing people say, you don't talk black, you don't act black. So the hell is that? So in one time and trying to be like everyone else, which is the last time I stopped doing so, and that was in like elementary school, I go and sag my pants and I get chased by a Doberman or some type of, I think a Rottweiler. Chased by a Rottweiler and bit in the ass like his dad on Friday. And why was I bitten in said cheek? Because my pants were sagging and I tripped and fell. Never again. Ever again. That's what happens. You try to be like everyone else, you get bitten in the ass, literally. And that was also at the time, that was like peak dog infestation time. Because if some of you have seen the video, I'm talking about that dog infestation Detroit had. That though you could not leave the house without seeing no less than 2 pit bulls and a Rottweiler. Every 30 minutes, there's always something. There's always something walking around. So it got to the point I couldn't even just be left on my own to play outside. Minus just random acts of some violence and all that. Because when I was living in the neighborhood, it really wasn't violent like that. It got violent towards the little bit later. I was never in a traditional hood like that, where it's just a bad neighborhood. When I was there, now the neighborhood is bad, where my old house was and stuff. But at the time when I was living there, wasn't good, wasn't terrible, but there was some stuff that happened here and there, but wasn't. But sometime around in the mid 2000s is when, like 2005, 2006 is when violence just started to pop off. And then the neighborhood, there was a house next to us or two got burnt down through them making some type of chemical or whatever, some drugs. Then there was a drive-by that was a block away, and then mom was like, nope, just moving. But she had the ability to move, and not a lot of people have that. They don't have a parent that's making enough money to where they can move their whole family out the hood. Most people don't have that. So in elementary, like at 4th, 5th grade is when I went to suburban school. Like we lived down in the suburbs after that. So I spent in total maybe 20% of my life, 20 to 30%, in a hood scenario, but it was never horrible. It's not like one of the people that grew up on O Block. I was never near a O Block thing. It turned into O Block after I left. I did have family members and stuff that I would visit on bad neighborhoods like Joy Road and all that. If you're in Detroit, Joy Road at the time, I don't know how it is now, but nothing joyful about Joy Road. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm missing. I don't want to miss any donations. Sorry. Jesse. Thank you very much, Jesse. Thank you. Maul. Why can't I talk? Why can't I? Let me say Maldonado. My God, what is the matter with me, Jesse Maldonado? My goodness, thank you very much for the donation. Thank you. All-time Pistons starting five. I will get right back to you in 1 second on that. Blackfish, thank you very much for the donation. I don't hate gambling. I'm a fan of poker and blackjack, but I agree it should not be in sports. Also, W game. Oh yes, thank you. Yes, I agree with you as well. All-time starting five for Jesse. I don't want to be disrespectful. Well, no. Wait, what am I talking about? No, Isaiah Thomas at point guard. See, for a second I forgot he existed. I don't know why I forgot just now. I was going to put Cade over Chauncey Billups because I don't want to be disrespectful to Chauncey and all that. But then it's like Isaiah exists. So yeah, Isaiah, him, their number at shooting guard have. I mean, if it's just the traditional starting five, yeah, I was thinking of Joe Dumars. But if it was like, if anybody who's ever been a Piston ever, in a dream scenario, as long as you donned a Pistons jersey, then I would say, okay, then yeah. And then maybe the prime version of said player, but we don't get players when they were in their prime. We get them afterward. Like I said before, we didn't get Allen Iverson. He's Allen Iverson. We just got Allen. We got Blake Griffin. He's just Blake. It's just that. So the prime Allen Iverson is start shooting guard, yeah. But if it's just a complete, just at the time when they were at their best on the Pistons, then yeah, we get Joe Dumars at shooting guard, small forward. I know I'm gonna put at center. That's Ben Wallace at center, and then power forward Rashid, small forward. Who do I want a small forward? My mental capacity has diminished significantly in the past 20 minutes, as you can see by me not being able to pronounce people's names properly. So yeah, that Grant Hill, thank you. Just thinking it. And then you have people like Rip Hamilton and all that come off the bench. Thank you. Thank you, Jesse. Help a senile man come to a conclusion. Have you thought of changing teams you support? I don't really have. I mean, the Pistons are my team just because I live here. Grew up in Detroit, Michigan. So, but in terms of a favorite team, I don't really have a favorite team. But I would say like my Pistons are my team. Like they're just the team I stick with because that's the city, that's the life. But teams I support, I don't feel strongly about any team going anywhere. The only team I felt I wanted to put my support behind and wanting them to go far was the Bucks last season. but they flamed out and it got humiliating at a certain point. But they could be that this season. Because I said Dame and Giannis at the time when I had made a video saying Dame should go on the Bucks, and then couple months later it happened, and then people were telling me, "Oh, you were right. You predicted the future." One of the only things I got right, I wanted that team to be highly successful. I was saying that's the best duo in the NBA, but Dame just wasn't looking himself last season. This season, far better. Giannis didn't have a bad season last year, but he's playing even better than he did last season. So yeah, that could be a team I would want to do well. But if the Bucks don't do something this season, I don't think they're gonna do anything anymore with the team presently constructed. Because there's too many older gentlemen on that team. Lambeer for shits and giggles. No, that man was a menace himself. Why didn't I put Rodman on there? Would I put Rodman over anybody in my starting five? I don't think so. Fahim Malice, I'm certified Curry, LeBron, Kareem, Magic, Cooper, Flag. What? Oh, Red says you support the Red Wings. Yeah, we were on they were on like a 4-game losing streak and they just won. I used to be supported, but I've never been into hockey like that. Still leftover vestiges of sickness I have. Kevin Lyon, Commissioner, what's the worst case in dealing with Darth Mule? Him continuing playing with the Warriors until he retires or he gets traded and spreads his BS to a new team. Worst case scenario for me in regards to that tyrant, it's just him just not being held accountable. Tired of him not being held accountable. I'm tired of somebody not getting in his face and putting him onto the court like he's done so many other players. I'm sick of nobody just being blunt with him and saying, you are an asshole. You are a free-range mule. You are a disease to common sense. I don't know how a person functions like that and doesn't get told off and penalized for being a pure jackass, kicking people with the hind legs, hoofing people left and right. There's hoof marks on everybody's chest and stuff that's playing against them. Tired of them. It'd be funny to see him get traded or something. I don't think that's going to happen. They may just let him ride out his career as a Warrior. Same as with Steph. Because you already lost Clay, and they may want to preserve that. We want you guys to finish out your career as a Warrior. But the Clay thing, it was a combination of the Warriors as well as Clay being in his feelings. But right now, it's looking more so like Clay was the one who was right, and Warriors weren't themselves. But who do you think needs a ring most this season? I say Dame now. He's a superstar teammate. Yeah, I would say I would agree with Dame somewhat. I would be curious on how Dynamo would act if so-and-so went to Detroit. No, because then I'd have to root for him. Because I'm not gonna be biased on a player doing good. If they do good, I don't care who it is. Ben Simmons could start doing really well, and it was like, yeah, I can compliment you. I don't like having to do it, but I'm giving you your credit because you deserve your credit. But if that man is on my team, not only can I not ignore him, I have to see him every single day. No, thank you. I don't want to see that. It's pain, suffering. Mako, your content is great, man. I hope you blow up in 2025. Oh, I hope so too. I hope so. It'd be nice to see things get to a certain point. I'd be like, wow, I wanna just to be able to experience getting that a silver plaque type thing, because it would justify a lot that's gone wrong and too much hell I've had to face the past few years. I'd be like, well, this counts for something. This could be something that I could write home about, open my own mail and say, oh yeah, hey, you achieved something here. Oh my God. Big D. Eyebrow raise. Who y'all got winning the chip this year? These go to Western Conference Finals, and they may be upset the Celtics. I see Cavs, OKC equal. Two young teams who got a lot to prove. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. But I just really I don't know if I see anybody. That Celtics team is just in a 7-game series. I don't think OKC probably has the best chance out of anybody beating the Celtics in a 7-game series. But even then, I could see it. Even if it were to go to Game 7, it's just too much firepower. And seeing what OKC did, the display they put on against the Bucks in the in-season tournament and the NBA Cup, to shoot that horribly, I can't forget about that. I don't think the Celtics would ever, like, if this as presently constructed, I don't think they would ever shoot that poorly. Do you post more NFL reactions and reviews? Simply Snag. I'm going to. I've been wanting. The only reason I haven't is just because the copyright. It's a dictatorship with NFL content. So when I try to post something, it's for just seconds and stuff. Like if some of you don't know how annoying that's one thing. Like, my true dream for this channel has nothing to do with NBA content. Because I don't like YouTube. I don't like the way it functions as a platform. You can make an hour-long video and get demonetized for 5 to 6 seconds just because you use something under fair use. And that 5 and 6 seconds will make the bulk of all the revenue generated for that video, that hour-long video that you blood, sweat, and tears, that you've gone into hibernation making. And they make all of that. And YouTube will not fix it. To be subservient to a platform like that, even though it's done such great things, and just getting me to where I am, the way it works, it fundamentally is something that I don't agree with. When you become an artist, though, or you become somebody distinct from YouTube, but you're famous, you don't have to work by their rules anymore. If you become a legitimate celebrity, and then you have a YouTube channel, none of the terms and conditions apply to you. Mostly, it doesn't apply to you. You could do whatever. Sergeant Frosty, how are you doing? The almighty commissioner does streams? Yes, he does. Not as much because of his funky internet. My internet isn't really that. It just cuts out. Like, my internet is pretty decent, a little bit above decent, but the cutting out issue and then the electrical problems in the house makes things. It's the only reason I don't stream more often. But yes. Commissioner Luka has entered. How are you doing? A commissioner I can stand behind, unlike those others. Like, you had was that There's a commissioner redacted. Him is then you got Commissioner Harden. I can tolerate a Commissioner Harden, but Commissioner Darth Mule, never. It's against my religion. Money Monarch. Did you see Redacted pull down Hachimura and Connect? Yeah, I made a video about it. If you didn't see it, I don't know if you said. I did it while sick. I was so disgusted by what I saw. Even though the video, I wish I could have made the video better, because I was talking about some other stuff in the NBA, and then I talked about him at the end, just because I don't want to focus all on him. But what he did, he has now upgraded his powers. He has evolved in dirt to now he fouls 2 players at once. So now every time we see him do foul, he'll double 2-man team. Next he'll be if we let El Burro reach his final form, he will be fouling an entire team in one swing. We can't allow that. Yeah, thoughts on Luka's injury? Highly unfortunate. He out for a month. Mavericks are good enough to weather that, but just being out that long, I'd rather have it happen now than in the back half of the season. Since any injuries and stuff are always not good, just unfortunate part of the game, but rather have them in the middle or beginning of the season than just the. I want Luka to win an MVP though. It's like Luka's like got to get himself an MVP. He's still young, isn't he? Didn't he only just turn 25? Not too long ago, because I remember him being excluded on a list of players 25 and under, and I don't know why he was, because I guess some people just assume he's older. He's 26. Oh, okay, he's 20. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I want him to get a MVP or two. Dynamo over Silver's commissioner. Thank you, Red. Thank you. I really don't know what Adam Silver even does that's worth anything. I'll give him NBA Cup. The NBA Cup, despite I don't like it not counting, and I know just the odd number on the season, as people had mentioned. So I said, why doesn't this count? Is that because they would have to add an extra game onto the 82 game season, and it's again, but just make it count for something like it. But I'll give him the NBA Cup. Other than that, I don't see really any good he's done. And most everything he does is marginal to negative. And I'm sick of him being in interviews talking about, we've talked about the idea of the load management and then players in the All-Star game. Yeah, we've had these discussions. When are you gonna do something about it? I don't want to hear you had a discussion. We've talked. Sick of talking. Do something. Make changes. We had to talk to the Players Association. Players Association is full of spoiled babies. All-Star game. The All-Star game, it's never going to not piss me off. And not because it's just of what goes on in it. It's just the fact that super competitive all-star millionaires can't be bothered to have enough heart to play in a game that doesn't matter or count for anything. Like, you would think the competitive bone in your body would say, oh, we've got the best people in the world assembled here. Let me show out. Let me show them I'm better than them. They don't do that anymore. We just want to stand around and then, oh yeah, you do a half-court three, and then I do a half-court three, and then like that. I want to prove I am better. It's like if there was a content creation thing, or if that's a NBA creators get together, and then there's something like, what, we get together to just agree with all of each other? Like, we get together to make mid to lower than mid content? No, I want to come in there and say, I want to, these are the best. If people have gotten me up here in this position, is saying, "Oh, you're one of the best NBA YouTubers." It's like I need to prove that I am the best to myself. I need to beat them. Where's that at? Where's the heart at? First, shall we proceed with the waterboarding of Redacted? He needs to put a muzzle on him. Tired of him. We'll get to more severe punishment after. Put him in a straight jacket and a muzzle. Soul of hip hop natives. Oh, thank you. Your content is the best. Thank you very much. You're the best for showing up today to tell me that. Thank you. Dynamo, should we move to no rookie guaranteed contracts? If anything, because I don't think they're ever going to get contracts, may just stay guaranteed. At the very least, rookie contracts, like give us something to ensure fans are getting their due, organizations getting their due. And most of the time, I'm not going to side with a corporation or a conglomerate and say they're all right. I'd like to be more on the player side, but there's too many players that are rigging like they're just not being professional. So it's almost like teams and organizations had the ability and warrant to be unprofessional and trading you at a whim, even though you've been dedicated to the team. And now we've entered the day and age, begun with LeBron making the decision that he made to take his own future in his own hand, where now player empowerment has led to players being unprofessional. So now we've got organizations being unprofessional and players being unprofessional right back at them. The only difference is organizations being unprofessional is different than players being unprofessional. What's the most unprofessional thing an organization can do that you can think of? Just trading a player out of the blue. Bye. We don't care about the thing. We just trade you out of nowhere, and we lied to you for the better part of a season, saying our future begins and ends with you. Very disrespectful, unprofessional. You didn't give me a heads up, whatever. Player, most unprofessional thing I can do is what Ben Simmons has been doing. I don't play games. I won't play games, and I want you to pay me money for the games that I didn't play. All because of a comment that Embrittle had made where he said, "Oh yeah, the swing of the game or the tempo of the game changed with that fool not hitting a wide open layup over Trae Young." Trae Young. You are 6'10". It's just Trae Young. Foolish. And then with Zion, unable to stay healthy, unable to do that. The best nutritionist in the world. Makes no sense. It's unacceptable to get paid millions. You could have a cook. They got cooks and stuff, live-in cooks that make your food for you, and you staying healthy, and you just refuse because you get paid too much money to care. My money's guaranteed. What behooves me to improve or do better when I can just sit back and eat Doritos on the couch and still get paid $200 million? I'm still going to be rich either way unless you get rid of the guaranteed contracts. I guarantee you if they got rid of guaranteed contracts, Zion would have been healthy. Zion would have been on an NBA on an all-NBA team. He would have been in playoffs. If you don't do that, you get more players like Zion. There's going to be more and more of them. Reese, sure, do you think the sperm should be in the league? Yeah, he should still be in the league. As much as I criticize him, at least he's out on the floor and he keeps himself in shape. Zion can't do that. And best believe I would be getting on LeBron tremendously if he's over here 40 and out of shape and collecting that. Yeah, but you're making players half your age and Zion look foolish. To be like when Zion, he's over here just walking up the court tired, heavy, breathing heavy. In the last NBA Cup last season, You don't look like this is the right sport. You look like a linebacker. And you got LeBron running circles around you. Nobody. That's not. No, you should feel personally ashamed that a senior citizen by NBA standards is making you look this foolish and inadequate. Money Monarch. Zion puts up good numbers though. Yeah, he does, but he's so potentially great. His talents are so immense that he should be doing better than what he is. Like, look at when I made the video before I made the other one. Look at Zion's stats and look at how they've remained the same for year to year to year outside of the best year that he had. He hasn't gotten any better at just basic things. Rebounds, and he's been lacking in rebounds to his position, which he shouldn't be. His overall just game to game performance and how dynamic and versatile his game is hasn't gotten any better. He's just remained stagnant. But that's how talented Zion is, because despite being out of shape as he is, despite not putting forth more of an effort to improve his game, look at how good he is, where he can be out of shape and still put up 25 points. That's basically kind of what Shaq was doing. That's how great and amazing Shaq was. Shaq was out of shape numerous different seasons, but he was still dominant and unstoppable. Imagine if Shaq was obsessed as Kobe. Couldn't do nothing with a player like that. You already couldn't do nothing with him. Simply Snag says, was adding the play-in a good decision? I do think so. I have the NBA Cup. I see it far more favorable than disfavorable. Like the winning the award and all that, then yeah, it is like kind of funky. It's not, it looks lame winning the award, but what the NBA Cup stands for and what it provides has, I think, been better than negative. Because it has made those games feel more special. It has increased competition among players. It's just, it existing is why I have an issue. Not with it itself, but the fact that it needed to be created in the first place. Because it's only there because of players not giving a damn. And players shirking responsibility that damn early in the season. Look when the NBA Cup takes place. We had to have that there where it was, and the season only just started, and y'all can't be bothered to care? Like, you put your head down in class, and it's only week 2. You sleeping in class in the second week of school? Damn, at least get to the turn of the semester. You coming into class with a paper and no pencil? You don't even bring the pencil, and if you do have a pencil, it's chewed on or something. Like, what are you doing? Darius Leonard, you think Zion should play on those Olympics? Anything, try anything than nothing he's been doing. Chief Spud, hello Commissioner, I've been watching football and only focus on one sport at a time as I don't have the brain power right now for two. What's the biggest thing that happened this season? Football, only focus on one sport. For football or NBA? Because if it's for football, I would, biased aside, I would think the Lions doing what they're doing would be one of the biggest things this season. As well as the Chiefs, they were undefeated for quite a bit of time. At least for football. And certain players' MVP stuff, but I haven't talked enough about football. NBA-wise, I can't really think of too many big things. I mean, unfortunately, I would put like among the top stories in the NBA, at least in terms of biggest things that's happened this season, LeBron playing with Bronny would probably be in the top three, but then it's like how the ramifications of that aside, it's still a major type of thing, like a father and son on the NBA court, even though the story is fabricated and it's not organic as one would like. Zion is worse than Shaq when it comes to laziness. At least Shaq would play as many games as possible. Yep. You are very right. Do you think Lil Wayne was disrespected with the Super Bowl money? Monarch says. Well, Lil Wayne, his overall stage presence and ability as a performer has deteriorated to such a point that having him do a whole halftime show on a stage as big as the Super Bowl, the biggest stage for music, no. Lil Wayne, career-wise, as a performer, he's washed as a performer. It's not a show I would pay to see. Rap-wise, still, he's just reached the point where you don't have to try to do anything no more. You're a legacy artist. When you reach legacy artist status, you're not releasing some of your best music, because why would you? Your best music is behind you. I don't think he got disrespected. I just think it was a business move. I think he should have been involved with it, but just because the Super Bowl is in a state where you happen to be a celebrity from that state doesn't just automatically mean you do the Super Bowl, because there have been plenty of Super Bowls where it was in a particular state or city and then the biggest star from there didn't perform. But performing wise, no. Him being up there, it don't look good. Business wise, choosing Kendrick made sense. His biggest year, everybody's talking about him. Biggest rapper in the world currently, but by numbers, then yeah. But then I don't know if Lil Wayne, if he would have shared the stage with Kendrick or something, in a world that makes sense, I would have liked to have seen him come up there for something. But in being cool with Drake, I don't know if I would do that if I'm Lil Wayne. And if I'm Drake, I would feel some type of way about you performing next to a dude calling me a pedophile. French Ferret said, "You are a legacy artist, sick burn." Well, it's not a burn. It's that there's such a criteria or title that exists on a legacy artist. When you're about, I say, like 6-7 years into your career, like look at, there's far more successful legacy artists. Now Beyonce is a legacy artist. Jay-Z, legacy artist. Eminem, legacy artist. Nicki Minaj, legacy artist. And we already know what you've done for us in the way of entertainment. You're already legendary status. Doesn't matter what you do. You're not actively in the throes of competition anymore. You're too big to fail. You're at the mountaintop. People are just going to see you up there as whatever. You're not part of the ever-changing genre. You're not moving the needle. You're not a needle mover. Needle movers are the newer generation artists because they have the ears of the kids. But people aren't going to be looking towards y'all to do nothing because you don't have to. You had your time already. Everybody eventually becomes legacy artists anyway. In the 2000s, Michael Jackson wasn't a needle mover. You're a legend among legends. You're the king of legends. But you're a legacy artist now. Anything you do will sell. It doesn't matter. But you're not one of the new transformative artists and things. You're not one of the newcomers. So you can't call newer artists a legacy artist because you don't have a legacy yet. You didn't do anything. Yeah, Kendrick is a legacy artist, but he's still relevant because his what he's done already is just Like it's possible for one to become a legacy artist quick. Just doesn't, like 50 Cent, for example. 50 Cent we may get rich or die trying. If he never did anything else, immediately after that album, you're a legacy artist. You've had such an impact with this. Your legacy is set in stone. It doesn't matter. He could have stopped rapping and not do nothing. You've created what you need to create or whatever. Everyone's going to remember you for this. Yeah, Brian, that's Helldivers too. Thank you, Gainstar, for informing them. Commissioner, what's bigger, the Super Bowl or the World Cup? The World Cup is way bigger. Super Bowl will never be as big as the World Cup. It's just entertainment-wise, the Super Bowl, just like biggest artists come there to perform. But World Cup could very easily, in its sleep, have something like a Super Bowl thing at the World Cup, and it would supplant that. You perform at the World Cup, you're performing for what, 2 to 3 billion people? Compared to the NFL that what, you've got like what, 200, 300 million people watching maybe? Jay Don says, hey, Commissioners, Drake a legacy artist? Yeah, he is too. He'll be legendary forever. It's like you can't, where you go to, like people who talk bad about, it's like what Drake is Walmart. He gives people what they need. You want something that you're looking for, he just does all these things and he's Walmart. But when Walmart comes into a small town, they go and tear shit up. You're bad for business for everyone else except yourself. Or Drake is Marvel. Marvel make all these movies. Drake makes all this music. And then some of it'll be mid, some of it is whatever, but you're just so big, you're too big to fail. You make all this, but you're not what the culture is really feeling like that. You're a business. Like Jay-Z said, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. You're so mainstream, you're a corporation now. The most dynamic album that Drake has made would to me be either Take Care or I say Take Care basically. I think his best album that he's made I want to say Nothing Was the Same. But Take Care, for what it did experimentally, like what it did for just sound and all that, then I say Take.
Do you have another charger? My PS4 charger's too short. I'm trying to bend my back. Do you at least have a charger for the PS5 that I could borrow that you don't use?
No, I don't have another one.
Oh, okay. If I use that one, it's plugged in?
What, this?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it works with that. You can say hi, people.
Hi.
You looking the other way. You gotta look more in the.
Oh, okay. You're good?
Yeah.
Hi.
Close the door.
Okay.
Close the door.
Hold on, give me a minute, Leo.
You didn't close it oh. World Cup in US would be crazy. Yeah. Yeah, haha, Dynamo Bros, haha. I'll be scouting him. Yeah, maybe he can be a basketball. Cause he could be. He hit a growth spurt and stuff now. He'll most likely end up taller than me. I don't like that. But he may have a latent talent for some basketball. Maybe he can do something with that. I will teach him never to load manage. Well, not within reason. There's some times I get load management, but load management is abused for what it stands for. More often than not, it's negative. Darius Leonard, did he apologize for hitting you with influenza? He goes and says, well, I don't know, can't blame me for getting sick. What? Did that work?
No, it doesn't work. I'm about to buy a new one.
What's that right there? See what that, let me see.
That doesn't work. It's too short.
Why didn't this one work?
It's too big.
The
PS4 charge a little home gauge is too short.
I don't have one then.
Okay.
Close the door.
I did close the door.
No, you didn't.
I hear what you're saying about me.
I know. I said it while you were standing here. You got me sick, and they know about you getting me sick.
What did you get?
Oh my goodness. Oh. They are actually winning, yeah, Chief Spud. Yes, that they are. We could have had 4 games if we had beaten the Nuggets the other day. It would have been the first time since 2007. I think we won. We had a streak on a Western road trip. But oh well. That game got out of hand quick. I knew once we were doing good in the first half and a little bit in the third quarter, but Nuggets, especially with Jokic, he's so consistent that even when the team is down, if you keep making mistakes, Jokic will make you pay for it, and they'll just keep staying there. They'll just keep staying there, and then you may have been up here, but make a mistake. It's just the Nuggets are just an ever increasing. They'll just keep going up. It's not too often you see the Nuggets make a bunch of mistakes where they go down. They'll still be going up, and while other teams make mistakes, they just do that. But the reason why they haven't been really doing great this season has been more so of Jokic not being able to have rest, and the team, him just having to be so much of a atlas for the team. Yeah, I didn't think that. It was one reason if Jokic weren't to win, if him being even up there at 1 for as long as he has been at the MVP thing, I said, what happened to voter fatigue? I knew that had to have been something. And I think if he were to win it again this season, I think it would make people in the NBA, not just because they don't want him to get it, but more so of how it looks on NBA history, because there's plenty of players who should have won it multiple times. There's a LeBron, there's Jordan, there's Kobe and all of them that you didn't give it to. And then and where it was pretty clear where they should have gotten it, but then lost to voter fatigue. And then you have Jokic winning as much as he did. Then it's all like, yeah, we things should have been done better in the past, as well as just people not being too high on a Jokic winning because he's not flashy or anything to them when his passes are beautiful and all that. But people just have this idea in their head that the MVP should be this person that can dunk like Space Jam Jordan and do all this remarkable stuff, super hyper athletic, superhuman shit. Simply Snack, Dynamo versus Flight reacts 1v1. What basketball? I have to get myself situated with fix some feet thing. Like my feet are just not. It's not bad to where I can't walk, but doing something physical for an extended period of time and all that. So I probably lose to newborn baby in basketball, just how irritating that is. So, I don't think Joker will win it this year. He deserves it, but they won't give it to him. Which I don't like. I don't like that stuff of voter fatigue. If I'm the best, give me what I deserve, damn it. It was like that in the... I used to work at the movie theater, and you can only win Employee of the Month once. And then their reason being for... We want others to have this experience of having Employee of the Month and win others. Like, what, other bums? We just get handing out Employee of the Month just to hand it out. It's not special. I wanted it to look like Sponda, and it should. And if you tired of seeing my name up there, do better than me and win it. So then you won't see my name up there. But you're giving it to other people for that aren't the best. Too many different things now in society. Like we look at mediocrity. We don't reward the best showcasings of things anymore. We like to just participation award. Oh, yay, here goes that. Like they, even in YouTube with things, like they lowered the monetization requirements or something. They lowered I don't think they lowered the amount of watch hours you need to get monetized, but just little bit by little bit, just lowering stuff. Do not lower anything. They could right now, tomorrow, make a rule that says, hey, we're giving out plaques to people who've reached 50,000 subscribers. I say that's nice, but I don't want it because it defeats the purpose of what the silver plaque is supposed to stand for. Are you giving this to me and others to make us feel better about the milestone that we haven't achieved yet, and some of us probably won't? It should be a momentous feeling that you have. So keeping it at 100,000 to me would be like, don't ever make some under this, because it's just gonna. Will we go start giving plaques now to people to get 1,000 subs, people to get 10,000? No, do not give me a $50,000 sub plaque. I want to reach 100,000 and get it. Stop lowering the bar of what's spectacular and amazing. Like these, no. But that Employee of the Month, that made me angry. It's like, I should be winning it more than this. Like, nobody in that job was working harder than me. Because I was on SpongeBob timing when I was at the movie theater. I loved working there. It wasn't even a job to me. There was 8-hour shifts. I would be smiling half the damn time. Because it was movies. I love movies. I'm a movie buff. I am a theater kid. So working in a place like that, and it was like, so I'm being paid to work in a movie theater and I can even watch some movies? Where's the work? Somebody you know how many times I have to clean up vomit and shit? And it didn't even faze me none. I just said, where is it? I'll deal with it. Where is it? There was some times that it was just somebody, this one dude, there was this guy that came in and he looked as if he was like living on the street or something. But he had money to buy a ticket, and I was like, you don't turn people away, of course, just because it was like anybody's money is good money and stuff. He goes see a movie, and then he has explosive diarrhea in the movie theater, and then he walks back and forth, and he tracks it, and it's just a trail. It's footprints of shit in the hallway, and then before I even noticed it, it could smell it. The smell was so immense. You could be on the other side of the theater, be like, what is that? And people are like, oh my God, and you see it in the theater. It's like, oh my, like that. And he did it in the seat. It's like, no, why? And having to deal with that, I didn't have to clean up most of it, but it's like some of it that was going into the horrible. Somebody had a gun in a theater one time too, but it was a complete misunderstanding. The only person who had the gun in the theater was the cop who pulled his gun out at the declaration of there being a gun in the theater. So then people saw his gun and started running out the theater. And then he tried to make up an excuse and say, "Oh, well, I saw someone. I definitely saw a weapon on someone. I saw." And then we look at the cameras and people was walking out and people's coming in. It's like, nobody had a gun. You had the gun, and you were an idiot. He an off-duty police officer, and then so was some teenagers joking and stuff because they saw him in there, and then it was at some action movie. So it was like, someone's got a gun. He's got a gun, and then he just jumps up and pulls his gun out. Are you stupid? Chiefs Spud. So, what's your favorite movie? That is a very difficult question. If I had to make a list of movies that were my favorite, a majority of the list wouldn't be movies that have come out recently. They would be movies that have come out in just like in the 60s, 70s, and things. Like one of my favorite movies is A Streetcar Named Desire, and it was Marlon Brando and Vivian Lee. It was made in the 50s. It was based off a play. I don't know if it was by Tennessee Williams or something. You got that. You got Lawrence of Arabia with Peter O'Toole and Omar Sharif. I have some movies that are from now that would kind of be up there in my favorites list. Like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind with Jim Carrey. There, I think is as great as that movie is, I think it's underrated. Got things like Shawshank Redemption is an easy one to put up there for some people, but then got things like Casablanca, obvious one, and Citizen Kane, stuff like A Clockwork Orange, bunch of those. Favorite actors and actresses from back then, mostly being from back then, because I got Elizabeth Taylor, I think, is my favorite actress. Elizabeth Taylor. Then got people like Katharine Hepburn, Betty Davis. Actors being, of course, Marlon Brando, Al Pacino. I liked a lot of Humphrey Bogart, Edward G. Robinson, Spencer Tracy, stuff like that. Let's read it. What all games you play on PS5? Well, this here, even though I haven't done much playing, I've just been standing here because there's no music or so I could talk to people. So yeah, Helldivers 2. I've been playing games a lot less frequently though, because YouTube has consisted more of my it's bogarted a lot of my time and stuff. So I don't play games anywhere near as much as I used to. Like this is the first I played a few days ago, Marvel Rivals with my friends, but outside of just this past month, there was a whole month or two I was going without playing anything. Outside of just coming on here to talk to friends, just sitting in the chat while I edit. But when Civ 7 comes out, I will be playing that quite a bit. Quite a lot of it. I may conveniently disappear from making videos for like a day or two. Or 3. Or I may just stream those days that I'm not doing anything. So I just wonder, I could play it on stream and stuff. Cause love me some Civilization. They had reached out to me. I left a comment. I leave comments on their YouTube channel. And one of my comments had a lot of likes. And they reached out. The actual Civ team reached out to me. And because I don't know how to use Twitter and social media, they reached out to me on November 20th, and I didn't discover them sending this message until a week ago. And I sent a message like, no, please, I love your franchise, please. And they haven't responded. I don't even know if they've seen it. And that was just a missed opportunity. They wanted to use my message, upcoming promotional things. As I said, I might have to cryogenically freeze myself until February. And they wanted to use that, and then I wasn't there. Like, who knew my inability to use or properly use social media would go and damage me so? Any Call of Duty, bro? Yeah, I do. I have the recent Call of Duty that came out, the Black Ops one. I get it through Game Share. With Game Sharing with a very close friend, so whenever games he buys, then I can also play for free without having to buy them, and he gets access to games I buy, and he can play them. Uh, Master of None. Happy New Year from Germany. Y'all have a healthy and successful year in 2025. Take care. Oh, thank you. You too. Do you read? What's your favorite book? Also, for some reason, I thought you like horror movies. I'm not. I'm not too. I like horror. I don't dislike them, but the type of horror that gets declared as horror doesn't do anything for me. Jump scares are not horror. Jump scares are just loud ass noises that go and wake you up from a boring movie or just startle you just because it's the noise. Like that jump scare be like, "Wah! Wah!" Like that, and then you're like, "Oh." That's not scary. That's just a loud noise. It's just something startling you. That too many horror movies do that. There's some that are legitimately scary and things like some of the best movies that mastered horror and done it in a way that it unsettles you, it makes you afraid, like The Shining, for example. Jack Nicholson. And that great horror. Something like I think even the newer or Pennywise, they even did horror pretty good. It wasn't scary necessarily, but something like The Shining was scarier to me. Other things too, like The Ring series has some good horror. Like that girl with the black hair and stuff, that terrorized the hell out of me when I was little. And then there's movies that it's just gratuitous. It's just a lot of blood and gore, which it gets kind of it's like it don't hit sometimes it just be a little like the Saw movies. I like the Saw movies, but at a certain point it kind of just got out of control a little bit. But the newer ones are not good though. The newest ones is no FPS games don't hit like that anymore. Yeah, they sure don't. Mine's is The Exorcist. Yeah, Exorcist is good. Exorcist, great utilization, great execution of horror. Have you tried college football? I've been seeing some stuff here and there. I'm not too big into college sports thing, but now that just having a channel, I've been more open to some things and looking into them. Because prior to the channel, I wasn't watching any college related anything. Thank you for that question, TNT. Romoxis, yes, Civ. Civilization, please. I cannot wait for that game to come out. Needed. Hundreds of hours of my life will be poured into that. I may not play another game for months other than just that. Friends will have to pry me away from playing it. To play maybe either Marvel Rivals or something occasionally. As Marvel Rivals, I do very much enjoy Marvel Rivals. I'll start playing some games with people too. Like playing some games like as some people could play Fortnite and all that. I used to be pretty good at Fortnite. I still play. I play now only when my little brother asks, because the game is just really centered towards kids, mostly just because of the bullshit they just put in the game. But I still play build mode because I worked too long and too hard and practicing building to not build and no builds. No builds. You ain't got no heart. You gonna be in no builds. Dynamo, what's your opinion on the Ravens? I haven't watched enough of their games, but I do know how like the sentiments that surround Lamar Jackson and how he's one of the only preeminent elite players I've seen in the NFL that when he's in MVP talks, there's people complaining about it. And there are people like, oh, because he's a running quarterback. And running quarterbacks have always just kind of been like, oh, well, if you get you running and all that and stuff, it's not like a traditional in the pocket quarterback. It's not a traditional, like it. But I think they are a legit team with I think he's leading the MVP race, or he's up there, or one of them, or something. I don't really like how it's just MVPs somehow always manage to be quarterbacks now, though. Chaos Kid, how are you doing? College women's volleyball. Yeah, I haven't been watching really too much of college sports in general. Ever really. I've never really been into it too much, but I've been expounding my tastes and looking into things now, just given the channel. How much do you follow baseball and hockey? Not enough for that. Of course, following, I see you got the thing there, yeah, but following the Tigers, I saw how they were doing they've looked like they've turned a corner somewhat, but I haven't. Baseball games, I went to a baseball game and I had a video about how I went. It wasn't from me being there making a video, but because I don't like sports seating. Sports seating is just atrocious to me. They make the seats so uncomfortable, and they try to pack as many people in one place as possible for money, packing people together like sardines, so where you get up and the whole row has to get up. And it's the most painful thing ever. Because when you get, and then just knowing that if you got to go get up and do anything, your people are going to be irritated in their head. They may be kind and considerate about it, but just you getting up to move the whole row, like when I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta go to bed. But look at how these people just gonna have to get up and move. Sorry, excuse me, sorry. Like that, and then just seeing another person get, I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get, like that just every time. You don't have to be that close. Like there should be enough space where someone can get up and walk without the whole row getting up. Damn, that's annoying. And I remember I came, was it that other guy? Yeah, there was some other guy. He came back. He got up like 3 times in just a couple minutes. I was so irritated. And he came back. First he went to the bathroom. Then he gets up again to go get a hot dog. So you left the bathroom and walked all the way back and sat your ass down there and said, I could really use a hot dog. You could use a punch in the face. He gets up. He goes and gets the hot dog, and this man said, I forgot napkins. Woo! 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 Ooh! Oh! I'll get some napkins for you. I'll shove them down your throat. Watch you struggle to breathe. How dare you? Oh, so irritating. I forgot napkins. You forgot. Oh. Get up again and see what happened. And then the spot that I was sitting in the Tiger Stadium, that's garbage seating with the sun directly at me. Wait, let me use my phone for a second. Turn the light. Like that, yeah, and it's just there the whole. It's like, can someone put something? Because it doesn't matter what you do. You look at the game. It's someone hit a home. I can't see, and it isn't until it gets dark, the nighttime, where you're like, oh my God, I can finally. Thank you. Like that light being there. No. Right, guy, how are you doing? What's up to you as well? But yeah, I don't think, but funny enough, I went to the Pistons celebrating the championship in 2004. I was taken there when I was little. to see that. But I've never been to a basketball game in person. I've never gone and had seats at a basketball game. I've been to a football game, been to a baseball game. I haven't gone to a basketball game. It was unacceptable. I wanted to see one this year, but I don't have the money to go. Nobody has the money to go do that. Eventually, hopefully next year, especially now that the Pistons doing good and stuff, and I don't have to. Intellectual individual. Well, hello there. How are you enjoying the Illuminate? I ain't know you was chill like that. Fellow Helldivers player here. Yeah, I do like. I played a match or two of them. This is the first time I was even on this game in months, because it's like they made the game so difficult that it just became unenjoyable. And when I reached a certain level, like this level 41 that you see me at, I got there months and months ago, because I just ran out of it was like, what's the point? To get a few more stratagems that reduce some time by 10%. Play against some of the same, like they took some of my favorite weapons from using, like they nerfed them. Some of them I understood needed to be nerfed, but then there was no new content being added, and I felt like I'm not working towards anything. I kind of have everything, and I said I just got bored. But now that they added them, made some patches, new stratagems and stuff, it's been enjoyable, because I really this game is beautiful cinematic wise. Just it's like being in a movie and mowing down hordes of enemies, and the sense of danger that you get, which I felt a certain way when they added the vehicle in the game, because I was like, I kind of liked running for my life and not having an easy way to get out of it. Like I really liked the game, so I came back. But the Illuminate, I do like them. They kind of remind me of a mixture of the most annoying aspects of the bots and the termines, because they got them ships and stuff like that, which is good, like gameplay, the sense of danger and all that. They revamped the whole thing, so we'll be cosplaying until I'm level 2. Yeah, and I love just the democracy thing. Like, if you ever seen the movie Starship Troopers, that's kind of a favorite movie of mine. Like, it's just like that. I like the same feeling. But seeing that Bio Titan and all, I'm like, oh, and the Chargers pissed me the hell off. Damn bullheaded bastards, hate them. Most of the enemies, I hate the enemies in here. But like, you're supposed to hate them. New enemies are a lot of fun, I think. Yeah. Black lightning, pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie? Pumpkin pie. Yeah, when this game had first came out, well, it just took the gaming, where everybody, the memes and all that, and then they kind of shot themselves in the foot. But it's good to see them now adding new stuff and everything. But think about how this game even works. Think about how everybody has their own starship. How rich is Super Earth, where a soldier can afford their own starship? It must be like what is that? Like, average household income has to be a billionaire. Everybody got their own ship. That's low key trying to run a mission. I'll get on right now. I would like to play a minute. I'm a little hungry though. I don't know. You can send me a request. and then I'll play. I'll play next time. If you haven't sent me a request already, I don't know. But yeah, that like next time for sure. They got that Trump money. What's your favorite outfit in the game? Well, kind of the one I wear. I want more. I wish they make better looking outfits, a little more like more variety. I do like this one, but I want to look more, and I want an outfit where I don't have the cape. Like I just want the option to not have a cape, but they, yeah, just more, like looking. I've seen this stuff be in here too many times. Like this stuff, most of this looks the same. I've seen that too many times. Like if you go down here, I want more dynamic looking armor. Okay, yeah, this is different. This is different. It's kind of different there. Wait, where is that? Yeah, I like how this looks. That's different. That's probably the most different looking armor set I've seen so far. This one looks cool. It's just one more. Looks cool. I like how the color orange. Kind of whatever. I like this. To make me look more imperialistic. Red here. Yeah, just more dynamic armor sets. That's it's cool. It's all right. What is this from? Oh yeah, this is. To have a phone that would go here. The old. This was like over 10 years ago or something. I think this was like VR, like some of the first versions of kind of VR or something. I was looking at that, wondering what that. Second favorite team, it would probably be Pistons, most because parents live in Metro Detroit for so long. Oh, okay. That means you're part Michigander. Where do you think Jimmy is going to Michigan? Yeah, I gotta make a video about that, but Josh. And they mentioned the Suns. That's too much. I don't understand. Like, if he goes there, I know the Suns been having some issues, but it's kind of been chalked up to injury. You go to the Suns, like, what? You need 4 players? I don't even know how they would get them. How that would even allow for that. I would like to see him some way get to the Nuggets, but I don't know how that would work either. But the teams listed, like he says, Suns, I don't see the point. And there was someone else or something. I don't know. I don't know where he's going. But I saw Miami Heat issued a statement. They said they had no plans of trading him before the deadline or something. I don't know. A Mr. J, MRJ. It's funny you happen to show up here, because if you were still coming online, this would be a game I could see you playing. This is Helldivers 2. Look up videos about it. Like this is an MRJ type game right here. This is an MRJ type game. You got all types of, like, you get your own ship. You deploy down. You conduct missions with 3 other people, so a squad of 4, and it's very fun to play. Like, it can be hectic. Although there is blood and some stuff in here. Y'all don't know how you still feel about that, but it's very fun. It's futuristic and things. Silver Wind, why Crimson Dynamo? I don't know what I made this as a name on a game I used to play on Transformers. I used to this was just supposed to be a name that would be like, oh, I wonder who that, because it was a smaller community of people, and then I was getting on this account to troll and do whatever, be like, oh, who is this mysterious new player? And then I kept the name because that's one of Iron Man's enemies, yet I don't even know much about him. I just thought his name was cool, and I kept it. And then it just wound up being my main account. But it's not really anything else. I feel honored to have a big YouTuber like you address me directly like this. They're not a big YouTuber, in my opinion, begins and ends at 100,000. I don't even see what I'd say. It's kind of difficult discerning what constitutes as a big YouTuber. Because if I think a big YouTuber to me,
reminder, signs of disloyalty should be reported to the democracy officer.
Big YouTuber to me would be like 1 million. And I don't believe one is a celebrity until you've got like 5 to 6 million people on YouTube. So, because the definition of what a big YouTuber is has changed. Like, if you go like in 2012, back when you was making videos and all that, then yeah, a big YouTuber would be somebody that's 100,000. Now there's thousands of channels that got 100,000. So the definition now has to be reestablished, or we need to reevaluate it, I guess. You'll definitely get to 100K at 2025. We'll see. I will certainly try. I kind of don't even want to upload as much because I don't think that I'm very paranoid with how YouTube works. I swear YouTube punishes me more often than not. It's nicer to me here than it was on my original channel. But I've uploaded sometimes, and then some things I've heard numerous people say, why am I unsubscribed? What? I subscribed to you and then I got unsubscribed. Which YouTube does that. It unsubscribes some people. It'll unsubscribe you for no reason, and you won't realize it unless you're a devout follower of that particular person. I've seen people say, you've made videos and it doesn't come across my subscription feed even though I have notification bell on. I've uploaded videos and sometimes people just don't see them. So sometimes I'm like, I could upload 2 videos in one day, but then I don't even know if the YouTube wants me to do. So then I was like, maybe one a day is better. Just one good quality video a day, unless something big happens. If I upload a video at maybe 1 p.m. and then something big happens at 5, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to have to upload again. But I don't know how. I'm just paranoid with how some stuff, because YouTube pushes some channels out. Some channels, they make one video and then they'll get 400,000 to 500,000 people watch it every single video, yet they only have like 60,000, 70,000 subscribers. And it's not necessarily because their video is that good. It's just because the algorithm smiles on them. And I would know this because it did that for me a little bit when I first started this channel. Because I would be making some videos and then it would get like 10,000 people watching them, and I barely had 1,000 subs on this channel, and it was getting my stuff pushed out. But I haven't had it be that good since the 2023 playoffs is when I created the channel, when I had it there, and things haven't been like that since. Where I was planning on making a video, or I was gonna say, hey everybody, thank you for 1,000 subscribers, as I was going to sleep, because it was like at 900. I wake up and it was at 1,800. I was like, I can't even say thank you for the 1,000. It's already almost 2,000. But I haven't had it that good since. But some channels, they got the algorithm loves them, and then they put their stuff up. Some people who were smaller, they just got their stuff pushed out like nobody's business, even though it's been good. Like not angry, awful coaching, for example. Last year, a little bit before that, I think he had like 20 to 30 some thousand. But he had more than me even then. I think I was at like 15 some thousand or something. I don't know. And then I don't know, it just blows up immediately. And he's been funny. Like his style and all that is unique. People see that and they immediately think of awful coach. Why do I keep saying awful? No, it is awful coaching. They immediately think of that. And then the titles alone, the titles are unique to him. Like the titles are hilarious. But to get that pushed up, like that man went from 20,000 something to 100,000 just in the playoffs, last year's playoffs. Because he was where I was at when the playoffs started. And he ended at like 100 some thousand. I was like, damn. I wish I could do that. Whatever algorithm just be loving some people. Because he deserves where he's at currently. It's just some people, I'm like, what hand of God is pushing them that much? Like I'm seeing people in this comment section, this was in my For You thing, this was in my thing, and the impressions and stuff. Like I'll be wondering how somebody at YouTube at the office could right now press a button and change somebody's life. They could just press something and then someone's content gets pushed out. YouTube new game plan is to push very small accounts that go over topics you like. I wouldn't say that you're a big channel, but you are a great mid-rank channel that makes it great. Yeah, I've been seeing them. They've been pushing out smaller channels more, which was nice. And I also got lucky too, because even the best, most successful YouTubers, it's not always about hard work and determination. Luck plays a big factor. It's luck meets preparedness. You could be very talented. There's a world full of talented individuals that just don't know people, which is why they aren't famous, which isn't really fair because your talent will warrant you to be somewhere. But then you know the right people, or you happen to be at the right place at the right time, plus being prepared, being obsessed about what it is that you do, your whole life could change at the drop of a hat. Like you could walk out somewhere and let's say you could be a really garbage trash rapper and you just say something that's so garbage and awful and foobar that it's just the right kind of fuckery that it goes viral and people like ha 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 ha. But then more often than not, those people are horrible people. Like you got Island Boys, you got 6ix9ine, you got a terrible people, but they get put in positions like that because people are entertained by bull. People are really good, like Kendrick. Kendrick had to spend years getting as good as he was, and he wasn't getting the same level of attention as some people now at just the snap of a finger for saying something stupid. But then you could be like in a scenario of luck meeting preparedness. You could be very adept as a rapper and very nuanced, extremely talented at freestyling, and you just so happen to walk across Jay-Z or Eminem or Jay-Z spawned in, you be like, hey, oh my God, can I rap something for you? Can I do it? And they'll be like, oh, okay. If you don't, as a rapper, you should automatically have a verse in your head at all times that you could say on command. And then they say something like that, and then one verse can change their life. Like there's plenty of things I can name off, like some lines that was real cool. Like there's stuff I've written that I can just go do whatever. But some lines that's like, what's that line? That one line from this is such a nasty line. This was from Royce the 5'9" on it was for the soundtrack for the Southpaw movie that Jake Gyllenhaal was in. That man said, damn it, what did he say? What did he say? Oh yeah, he said, to pass me up mentally to match my agility from Aspen to Italy, I'll have the ability to sing your ass to the Trinity like death when it's after the Kennedys. Ugh! Dirty. J Electronica line, he was like, they call me J Electronica, fuck that. Call me J Elect Hanukkah, J Elect Yamaka, J Elect Tramadan Muhammad Assalamaku, Vasulu Lasupala wa ta'ala through your monitor. Nasty! He's gross. He's gross. But he pisses me off because he's like Kawhi Leonard. That man makes one verse a presidential term. He comes out with an album once every decade. Like, no, he only finally made an album. Should have had an album in 2009, 2010. What the hell are you doing? How do you keep the lights on in your house? He was dating a Rothschild. How? I mean, those bars are nasty. Like, I could see a Rothschild catching feelings off of some bars like that. But how do you get in these circles with no projects made? What does he do? I wish I could spectate that, man. What do you do on a day-to-day basis? Do you make music? Do you just... And I know the only reason he even made that other album, that A Written Testimony with Jay-Z as a collab on there, is because Jay-Z probably going up and down the people that's assigned to the label, that's signed to Rock Nation. He's like, J Electro. That nigga still ain't come up with that. He go turn the lights on J Electronica's. Wake your ass up and finish this album. Like, come on. I'll do it with you. But we getting this album finished. Like, it's enough of this. Like, J Electronica, he's like Gohan and DBZ. Your potential, if you gave a fuck and trained, you would be the best in the world. But you just... And he had nerve, though, that year. It's like, Kendrick is my son. Oh, excuse me? Who even are you? You're an extraterrestrial. You don't live on this planet. You don't have kids here. You barely even have reproductive organs. And you say this man is your son? A man who at the time already had to pimp a butterfly out? And Good Kid, Mad City? And get the hell out of here. Who are you? Who does he think he is? Anyway, the dirty bucket. The difference is you have a community, Commissioner. Other channels don't have any community. Those big channels have fair weather subscribers who forget about them. We ride for you, Commissioner. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so very much. The dirty bucket. Thank you. That means that touches my heart. That plays to my heartstrings very much. And to all of you who are watching, or just videos and stuff, very much appreciate all of you. To be in a privileged position like this, to be able to make videos and to have a captive audience every single day, and then I just look forward to every single upload as I'm making it. Sometimes I have to stop myself from rushing something out because I was like, oh, I want to make this perfect. You got people who are going to watch it, and then I don't want to disappoint anyone, but then I disappoint myself more often than not. Because almost everything I make, I have an issue or a fault with it. I remember one video I did, I said somebody had 9 rebounds instead of 8. Or 10 rebounds instead of 11. Just that one thing, that irritated me in the video. I didn't like the video. Didn't watch it no more. And there was there were bigger mistakes made than that. I just can't bring myself to watch the video. The whole video is sullied now. Triangle. Hey, Commissioner, Happy New Year's and good Lucifer 2025. Yes. Good luck. Oh, thank you. J Electronica is underrated, and the fact he hasn't made any more music is criminal. I can't stay. He makes me so angry. His name pisses me off. To be that great, that amazing, and he refuses. It's like releasing music is against his religion. It's like it does something to him health-wise. It causes him to convulse, having to actually rap and make some music. I wonder what is he even doing right now? Where is he at? That was basically Jay-Z album. Yeah, basically what? And did Jay-Z actually carried that album? I'm gonna be honest with you. Jay-Z was rapping different on there. Jay-Z was rapping. He was rapping like he had a light bill or water bill to pay. Mr. Dino, I don't know if your real name, but you are an inspiration, man. I lost my family too in 2024. Seeing your honesty and vulnerability and passion made me more grateful. God loves you all. Thank you so very much, Lo. My profound sympathies and condolences to you. And prayers to you and anybody you're close to and all that. That's horrible. Never imagined. It's people can't fathom it until they go through it, until they experience it, and it's having to then continue and carry on. You'll never be the same, and then you can't function the same. The world moves differently. Food doesn't taste the same. Music doesn't sound the same. It's a feeling that I wish people wouldn't have to experience, because it's just not. So my heart goes out to you. I'm really sorry to hear that. I'm glad I could be of some help to you, at least. Just some brief little respites of entertainment here and there, help you get your mind off anything. Because uploading helps me get my mind off stuff. It's just the process of making videos becomes very irritating. Not just the process. I love the process. It's just YouTube makes the process irritating. Because I don't mind editing. I know a lot of people don't. They don't necessarily like editing, and then they get editors. But I don't ever want to have an editor, really. Not that I would be open to some things here and there sometimes, but I want the vision that I have to be my own, and I'm not in the position to pay anybody to do editing either, so. And I want it to be my construct that's put there and placed there for people to see. So if I hand it off to someone else, it's like, yeah, I provide the voice, I provide this and that, but it's more of a 2 to 3 to 4 person affair. So I kind of don't, I feel a little, it depends, it's person by person. Some people have huge teams. So then creatively, I wonder just how much credit you can really get for some of this. Because you'll have hundreds of people. Like Kai Cenat at his being worthy of streamer of the year, which I don't know why he would. If you're streaming and there's people watching you live, you're a streamer. And he sets himself apart from every other streamer. But because he revealed the background to making some of this stuff, and there's massive amounts of computers and all this stuff and people assigned making these things and all that, then people's like, how can we really give you credit for streaming again? I'm like, he's on screen while people are watching. Streamer of the year. And yeah, to be able to set all this up is going to require multiple people. Asking for a zebra and some other stuff, you got to get people to do some of that. But for some people, it's like some things given here and there. I won't say necessarily streamer. I'd say content creation in general. Sometimes it'd be like, there's so much of a team that you have that how much of it is just solely you coming up with it. Like Mr. Beast is an example when it comes to just straight up content creation. You do such massive things, grandiose things for prizes and all that. But it'll be a workforce of people doing all this. So now you almost in a way cease being just an individual. You're a company. You got all these people here. Then people, they kind of start questioning your relatability, because you just have so many people working for you that how many of these ideas are your own? Oh, wait, what did you say? MRJ, what do you think of Kendrick's new album? I think he fumbled the bag, not making enough bangers. He had the whole world ready to listen at one time and actually overtake Drake. Well, he
Alcubierre
surpassed
drive
him, and
calibration complete.
if you look on the thing on the Spotify thing, he surpassed him a second time for overall listeners. But I mean, he did it during like the Not Like Us peak. He did it. It was a few million past Drake. Then Drake overtook him again. Now with this one, overtook Drake. The bangers are bangers though. They're bangable there. This is his most banger album. Like the he and the SZA feature alone. I've been seeing a lot of people have that. Him having the Squabble Up. Squabble Up was being played on NBA before the song even came out. They were just playing the Broccoli sample. Could he have had some more? Maybe. I think it's been pretty. Maybe just the quality of some bangers and all that. Because some of it's a West Coast feel to it. So there's West Coast isms and stuff there. This was actually not an album I was expecting him to make. I thought he was going to go more conceptual and thematic, because that's what he does. To where I think he was having a second album. I do think he go come out with a second thing. Watch when the Super Bowl comes around, either a little bit before that or after that, you'll see a second one. Because he's been teasing all throughout the videos. You see second this and second that. When he gets out of the car, the GNX, there's another GNX. Then he's had on a song on the trailer for the album that doesn't appear on the album. And he says, "We go body for body and I hand you a body." And he's like, double back like a deluxe. He's telling you. He's telling you may have a second one. And one of the rappers that worked with him on there is like, "I know he has a deluxe." Whether that's a deluxe or is that a full-on album? I thought it was an album. Because you've been gone for 2 years or more. And some of these songs were made in the past few months. So what was the thing that you've been working on the past year or two? I know it can't just be this. I can't stand Casanat. I don't understand the appeal. I guess I'm too old. I get it a little. I like who's someone? No, I don't understand Neon's appeal. I don't fucks with Neon. Fuck Neon. I don't like him and Jack Doherty. Those are the people you should be asking about. I don't understand why kids like them. I don't understand why they have an audience. I don't understand why they have the amount of money that they have. They are not good people, horrible people. Kai Cenat himself, if you just get him by himself on a stream, to me, he's not all that entertaining. He's just like whatever. I've seen plenty of people say the same things as Kai and make the same jokes as Kai. They turn on the music and they turn on the Undertaker music and then they start make an important point, or they do the ding 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 ding, or the Michael Myers music, and they did like I've seen everyone do that. That's the same thing. But how he puts things together and it's mainly just for the spectacle of what he does, like getting a Nicki Minaj, getting them on the Kevin Hart stream. That was hilarious. Him, Drew Skinner, the dynamic. It's like he plays the orchestra. He's not the main attraction, really. It's that his name comes associated with it. Oh, I agree. I'm an unemployed software engineer. I'm trying to make it online with business and content. And yeah, you're definitely working 5 to 10 people if you come from nothing. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, I've been privileged most of my life. I've never, if I were to make it big, if I was to be somebody, be a celebrity, I'm not going to change my story and say, I came from nothing. I had to just eat all I had to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner was bread, Cheez-Its, and fabric softener or something. We didn't have it. I've been pretty privileged my life. We've been middle class. There were hardships and some struggle at times, but there was never there were never times in my life I could look back and say I went without. We didn't have this, and we had struggles. People have struggles, but I didn't come from a horrible neighborhood. I wasn't in the hood for too long, outside of just a few years that I was little. I think a lot of people, when they get famous and they get a certain amount of appeal, they feel as though they had to have struggled in order to make themselves feel more endearing to people. So they create things that aren't there. They go and say, "Oh no, I had to do this," and then they get exposed later. It's like, "Oh, you had a pretty normal life. What are you talking about?" It's like having a normal life is seen as the worst thing ever to people nowadays. Huh? Huh?
I wanted the burgers and the McDonald's there.
Did you ate your Happy Meal?
Yeah, I ate it.
Did you eat a burger at all?
No.
Eat the one with the white wrapping, not the yellow one. The yellow ones are the chicken sandwich.
Okay.
White wrapping, okay? Please don't eat mine. Close the door. Close the door. That's not funny. Speed is actually funny though. Speed is for me. I'm not saying they aren't funny because I'm not gonna. It's what like the Jack Doherty and Neon are horrible people, but for me, in like grading just entertainment and humor, Speed is funny. He's funnier than Kai to me. It's just his humor is more centered around like younger. It's like kids, just random LOL humor. Like he did a backflip into his setup. That was funny to me. That was funny. It's just that type of stuff over and over. Somebody that's seeking depth and humor and all that, they'll probably just be like, eh. But slapstick and everything is always gonna be funny. Anybody tripping and falling and hurting themselves is universally funny. Doesn't matter. Devil in Limbo. Hey, Dynamo, I'm a huge fan of yours. I have an excellent topic that I think you will murder. Whoa, what is it? I'm going to give you an idea for free out of love. Please consider making a video about arena music and the songs played while the ball is live. For example, they often play Dr. Dre's Fuck You, which is insanely inappropriate but super funny. Oh, they do? Because I don't never hear enough of the music that's played. Some of it is funny that they do play, but yeah, that's an interesting topic. I'd have to pay more attention to though. I hear it sometimes. I hear some Snoop Dogg like the ding 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 played during like home team's possession, and heard Kendrick get played and some stuff. Marja, your brother sounds so much older, bro. Yeah, he's got squeaker voice somewhat, but his voice is deeper. He's gotten a lot taller too, and I said earlier he'll probably end up being taller than me, which is I don't like. Just from the brother's pride aspect, I don't like that. But it's an inevitability, I think, because when I stand, his head comes up to like say like right here when I'm fully standing, and he's 13 now. He could randomly have an NBA player's growth height type thing. Like I've seen Anthony Davis over one thing. He said he used to be 5'10", 5'9" or something, and then that summer he became like 6'9" or 6'10". I said, damn. Over the summer, how does that even happen? I wonder how. Damn. Black Lightning, can I have a chicken sandwich? So I may not have a sandwich to give if he goes and eats up the wrong one. The big YouTube money is appealing to kids. Yeah, they need to. There needs to be more content creators coming up that are kids that they don't make it too much about money. Like the kids now with social media being influenced by it so much, They get fantasies and obsession with money to me is just on top of their career professions and what they want. Your average kid doesn't want to be anything meaningful. Like they don't want to be a doctor. They don't want to be I won't say I don't like lawyers. I've had horrible experience with lawyers, but they don't want to be a doctor, a firefighter. They don't want to be a scientist. They don't want to. Everybody want to be a YouTuber. And this coming from someone who I could very easily have just stayed at the bank. It's like, yeah, I'd be a bank, but is what you want to be, is it something that you can't see yourself living unless you do that? And you damn near rather not live and go on the rest of your life if you can't do that. If you just can't. If somebody's like, you can never do this one thing, or you can be rich and famous. Like, yeah, no, I couldn't do it. Then if it's something that empowers you that much, that you're that passionate about, then yeah, pursue it. But nowadays, I think people are just more attracted to money and influence to do bullshit that comes with social media, more so than actually having an aptitude for creativity and something to say or do. They just want the lifestyle that comes associated with it. So we get oversaturated amounts of nonsense. Which is why I've wished on numerous occasions a solar flare would hit the planet so that internet access can be taken away, including myself, so then we cannot have these idiots. There are so many nonsensical assholes that would not be famous right now if we didn't have social media. Just take social media away. Take TikTok away. Take just internet access away. We wouldn't have Jack Doherty. We wouldn't have no Logan Paul. We wouldn't have no Jake Paul. Wouldn't have none of them. Because they don't have talent in the true sense of the word, of something that can be easily displayed. Traditional talent is, in a way, as somebody asks you to do something on the spot. There's like, hey, can you do an impression? You do an impression, can you sing? Can you do an acting scene right there? If you can do that and you can do it at a decently marginal level, it's like, yeah, you've got some talent. But if you don't have something you can easily exhibit there, it's like, okay, what talented things in making things can you do? Maybe you can construct something. Maybe you can solve a Rubik's Cube. None of them can do any of that. They don't create shit. They just produce shit. Yeah, because struggle is relatable, but you can't fake coming from not eating, not having money. It just shows people character. People want genuine brands in 2025. People aren't dumb. Not gonna lie, bro. Oda ruined One Piece with Chosen One trope and the endless fake death. I come out of nowhere with that. I somewhat agree with you. I don't want to make this too much of a anime type thing, but yeah, somewhat. Not all the way though, because it's not as bad as what they did with Naruto with that thing. But preach. Yeah, thank you, Laura. Yes, it's they don't make anything. They don't deserve their platform either. Like if authenticity and being genuine is take like in a political mention, take the past election we just had. We had Trump, Kamala. Politics aside, and whoever is whatever, because we're not gonna go into the thing. Who seems more genuine out of the two? And this is coming from someone I don't like Trump. I grew up a Democratic household. Who seems the more like themselves to where you don't question their character? What you see is what you're getting. Unfortunately, that's Trump. So people see that and then they vote for what they perceive to be real. And Kamala is manufactured too often, fabricated, rehearsed, scripted. People have caught on to that. They're not buying it no more. And Hillary was even more scripted and just, she was a robot. It's like, I mean, what about you is there to like? Just not a really good, like, and all the baggage she has, just not, in experience and all that, then yeah, she's a good candidate. But as a person and just some of the things, you got too much fuckery. Trump had oodles of fuckery too, but people just liked what they thought was more real. You go back to a previous election of George Bush versus John Kerry, and the average American was polled and who you would vote for or who do you like more. And these people disagreed with George Bush's policies, but they liked him more than John Kerry because they said George Bush seems more like a person than John Kerry. John Kerry, they're like, I don't know anything about him. He's there's nothing that stands out about him. He seems like a mannequin of sorts. And the person who was the more relatable ended up winning, unfortunately. Too many kids are focused on being entertainers when they don't realize that if they weren't there to entertain, an infinite amount of things could take their place. Yeah. Even what I do, like my main dream is be an actor. And to be I want to like make music and stuff, have albums and stuff for their names and made all that stuff. But other than brightening people's day and entertaining the masses, it's important because it affects people's lives. Music has saved people's lives. Entertainers, content creators and stuff, people latch onto that. But in the grand scheme of things, of what really matters in this world, we need people in positions of power that give a damn. And I'm not somebody that would matter. Entertainers and celebrities, none of what you say matters. Just go and make money entertaining people. But you're not leaders. You're not, like, I'm not going to think of a celebrity as leader. They say that in the black community. Our black leaders need to do, and the black leaders they talk about aren't politicians, they're rappers. Rappers can be leaders in how they do stuff, but nothing you say should matter to the average person because you live in a separate lifestyle. You live in a bubble. The average person pays bills every single day and works 9 to 5s. Don't tell them how to think. No matter how big this channel gets, I'm not going to tell you guys for any money. I put this damn near next to gambling in a way. I could have 100,000 subscribers and then somebody was like, hey, I'll pay you this amount of money to tell your subscribers to vote for this candidate. Why? Because why? Because you want me to do this for money? And I'm going to ignore what they may be going through and how they see the world and just tell them to vote for somebody? I don't know what they're going through. I don't know what matters more to them. So me telling them to vote for someone based upon what appeals to me is disingenuous. And what I want is opposed to what they want, because at that point, being a channel with hundreds of thousands of subscribers or some of that version of me, I'm not a civilian in the general sense anymore. Like, what struggle does a person like that have when they reach those mountaintops? These same people who are saying, oh, when Trump wins, I'm going to leave. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year, you psycho hippo. But they same people say, I'm going to leave the main people you heard saying they're going to leave the country when Trump wins are rich people. Nothing Trump does is going to affect you at all. You are rich. You were rich yesterday. You will be rich tomorrow. The average person's opinion on such would matter more so. Just entertain. Do what it is that you want to entertain. If the people want to put you in a position of leadership to where you can affect their day-to-day lives, similar to how like Trump get in office, he just entertainer type thing and a mogul. If the people want you to be there, then yeah, explore that. But inserting yourself into politics, telling people how to think, it just doesn't go well no more. Bro, I'm in physical therapy, sister school, and work before. I have more grateful for everything I have during since going to school. Oh, it's good, good. Sorry, Nathan. The only reason I'm not in the chat talking to y'all because I don't want my talking to talk over everyone else. I don't want this to be a distraction. There's people in the chat, you talking about playing the game or talking about anything, and I'm like, oh yeah, thank you very much for this and that. Like it's distracting. It's kind of just irritating. So I will be in the chat in the future though. I'll be in the chat so they can hear other people and stuff talk. Become in the know with the friends. Fellas are there. Is there a new fella in the group? I don't know. No, there's nobody here that's new. I think it's just well, I just call him by the screen. Mercy, FRH, and King Kunta in there with Nathan and Op. I think Soccer may be. I don't know if Soccer joined. That's nobody new. There's a couple of well, I said Dio's friends. There's a couple of Dio's friends that are somewhat new, but they aren't. I don't think they're in there right there. Hey, Commissioner, Spurs and Clippers play each other tonight. Will you watch it? Yeah, I may watch that. I may have to make a video on it. I had one planned maybe for tomorrow, but I'm not sure. Could make one on this though. Yeah, I won't be telling people how to. I'll give my opinion on things that someone asks, but I'm not going to tell people how to think. I'm not going to demonize them in thinking such. You came to the conclusion that you have because of your life experiences, and your life experiences are different from mine. There's some who are predisposed to having a certain belief more so than others. And if I don't agree with you, then I would want you to see your way through that naturally instead of people beating you over the head with a stick to believe something, because I don't think most things play over that well. What trade do you think my Nuggets can make? Zach's World Production. I was saying earlier, I don't know if it's probably not possible, but if they were to somehow to get Jimmy Butler, I think that would be because Jokic needs help. I don't think it's possible though. And if it is, it would probably be like a 4-team trade type thing. But because Jimmy trying to go to the Suns, and I don't even know how that's even less possible. I can see him going to the Nuggets. In just ability of pulling something like that off, more so than the Suns. I don't even know where he even fit. What assets? What the salary cap and all that. I don't know how they. Chris Polo, what's your opinion on LeBron saying he can still play 7 more years in the league? That's nonsense. That I don't think that he and people. It's difficult with him. That's what I have a video for members to see if they want to, but I'll be making a full video on my full sentiments on LeBron. Like they say, he's playing elite basketball, and he's not playing elite basketball like that. He's afforded the luxury of playing in spurts and doing things to put himself in a favorable position, and the refs not calling him out for traveling and all this other stuff and offensive fouls. But he stands there, so like he's not playing defense like that. He does it only in spurts sometimes, but it's not what's the metrics and qualifications of elite. If we're talking about true eliteness, without pulling any punches or trying to move the goalposts. Elite to me is playing both sides of the floor. You elite at defense, elite on offense, you are an elite player, or you're playing one of those things elitely and the other one is at least good. At least it would have to be maybe the offense is so much better than the defense. Then he was like, yo, yeah, you're doing that. And yeah, he's still doing some of that, but I wouldn't regard it as elite like that. I don't think it's feasible for him to do what he said. Like he said 7 years. What, you go play till you 47? What would be I could see him doing 4 or 5 years, but 7 years? Nah. And what would be even the point? And in general, I think it would just make his, outside of people who genuinely care about winning and they know winning is all that matters, it would make his career in the opinions of those people look worse. Because imagine you play 28 years in the league, or even longer than that. 28, 30 years in the league and you won 4 rings. The KD ratio is bad. The kill-death ratio. So you mean to tell me a 4 year, like the percentage of that, I'm not good with math, but whatever would be the percentage of 4 out of 30 years, it's just longevity stats. Jordan has a better favorable thing in that because he played 15 years and won 6 rings. He won about half as much of the time he played. And then that's if you count, of course, the Wizards years. Like if you don't count that, just count on the Bulls in 13, 6 out of 13. Thoughts on Anthony Edwards and his penchant for being fined for telling the truth? That, I guess that's just in their contract. There's just things that they can and can't say without being penalty of something. Oh. Yes, Pistons are good. Well, they're decent. Pistons are decent. I'm not gonna say they're pretty decent. Decent to good. I won't say they're all the way good because it's things that need to be hammered out and fixed. But compared to this time last year, we were, oh my God. They put me through hell last season with them videos. Crazy Chameleon, I'm a recent fan of your channel. Thanks for trashing the Lakers on LeBron. And LeBron, his peak was with the Heat. Yeah, I just don't like how that team functions. I don't like how what the current Lakers team stands for. I don't like it. I don't like the philosophy behind the team because the philosophy is just LeBron's Lakers. Not winning anything, really. It's just serving him and his interests. If you think about it, Jordan's first retirement was really just 2 years of low management. I'll be wondering so much about that sometimes, because somebody leaving at the peak, the only thing I can think of off the top of my head that is a comparison to that would be Muhammad Ali, because he left at his peak, but he left for a principle on stuff, again, his beliefs and things. Like, he didn't believe in going to war overseas for a country that at the time treats you as a second-class citizen. You don't have rights here, yet you want to go fight overseas, throw your life away for people who don't give a damn about you. He's like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. So took his boxing license away, and that's stuff. That's reasons greater than sports. But Jordan leaving out on his thing, those rumors of him being outed for the gambling thing and the thing that unfortunately happened to his father, and them saying that in order to save or protect your image, let's just give you some time away so then people miss you enough and then you come back. And if it was true, they never say that. In the Last Dance documentary, they were trying to come, they was like, oh, I've heard from plenty of people that was never the case. Nobody would ever tell the truth. And we've seen stuff that was in the Last Dance documentary, some of it, not all of it, just a few instances of stuff just not being all the way true. Like when he said others on the Dream Team didn't want Isaiah there, when there was something that came out of him primarily saying, if he isn't there, I'm not there. And if Jordan really wanted Isaiah to be on the Dream Team, Isaiah would have been on the Dream Team. You don't give a damn what Larry Bird and Magic Johnson have to say. Jordan is the deal breaker. You need Jordan. You ask Jordan first. Jordan could have, and the amount of power he had and prestige, he could have overridden any decisions made for the most part. I hated how Shannon had tons of ammunition for that once he heard that. That was like during COVID, some stuff had come out, and they heard the thing of Jordan's like, no, if he's on the team, I'm not going to be there. And he was like, explicitly, he can't be there if I'm there. And Shannon was like, oh, lying Mike. Oh, dry snitching Mike. I said, no. Oh, it's Vito. Happy New Year from Slovakia. Love your content, man. Get well soon. Thank you very much. I'm already feeling back up to cold, or so much better than I was a few days ago. What game is this? This is Helldivers 2. That I've just been standing here overlooking the planet that we are assaulting since I tried to stream earlier and the music was just too loud, but this is nice, quaint, quiet, so people can hear me. Happy New Year from Australia. Happy New Year to you too, Neon Wolves. Triangle says, hey Commissioner, can you rank 4 of America's most watched sports leagues? Hockey, basketball, America, basketball. We'll rank them in just what's the best ones or my favorite. If it's the best ones, then you'd have to go with the most popular one being American football, followed behind by I say basketball, then baseball, then hockey. But how the ratings look right now, basketball wouldn't be second, but baseball would be second. Ari, Happy New Year from Germany. Happy New Year to you too. It's funny, you guys are in the future right now. You are looking at the past, looking at yesteryear. Mr. Laid Back 808. You're a funny guy. I love your videos. Thank you for making me laugh. 'Tis my honor and pleasure. I thank you for being here and taking time out of your day to hang out and watch the sunset, even though there's no sun in the sky. It's kind of over. Oh my, that looked beautiful too. Damn, you got that one over there. Or do we move? Do the planets change position? Damn, it's beautiful. Wish I could travel the universe. Wish I had Superman's powers and be doing that. Well, first I'd be so much stuff I do on Earth. I'd be getting so many evil people the hell up out of here if I had Superman's powers. But I would travel the universe to get views like this. Are you staying on till midnight? Nah, I'm not going to. Well, I'd like to, but I gotta get my little brother situated with some stuff and all that before he leaves, because he's gonna get picked up by his deadbeat foolish father in a second. I haven't spent enough time with him. Rubber Ducky. Haha, I like the name. Hola, Kamish. Happy New Year from Spain. Wishing you an even more awesome 2025, good sir. Thank you. Thank you. I wish you the same. Now, multiple different people from 3 different countries. From Happy New Year from Germany. Happy New Year from Australia. From Spain. Thank you all so much for tuning in from abroad. Two hours late, but Happy New Year's from... Which country's flag is that? Nuts. So you'd want to be a hero if you had the powers? Yeah. Well, my ideal powers that I would like to have is just anything I think of becomes reality. So just admin powers. So I do a cheat code, do something, and then at the bar it's like, admin powers activated, God mode powers activated, and then I make a new Earth, a separate Earth, and then other people can come to this one. But do all types of things. Make a black hole by hand, or make a star, create a star, do all to just study and learn about the universe, the secrets, and learn the true history of Earth and a bunch of stuff like that. Neon Wolves, you're the best NBA YouTuber. Thank you, thank you. Bless your heart, thank you so much. I'm going to get better and better. I gotta work on some more things before I feel worthy enough for such a nice statement. That's Botswana. Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Nuts, for the flag. You got a nice looking flag. Blue is my favorite color. Most versions, I think almost all versions of blue and stuff. Yeah, really nice flag. I wish you and your country and your family Happy New Year as well, Nuts. Wouldn't that just be creation abilities? Yeah, essentially, yeah. Because then you could just have any power you want. You just do whatever. Just create that. I could create Doja Cat. I don't even have to go and pursue her. I just create one. I just do whatever. Oh, whoops! You're a professional entertainer, not NBA YouTuber. Yeah. I'm on my channel description. I'm an entertainer that masquerades as an NBA YouTuber. But still, basketball is my favorite sport. It's not ultimately where my true dream lies. A true dream has nothing to do with sports. Almighty Bob, Kamish is Ben Simmons, the greatest freeloader of all time. He's up there. He's up there. Sorry, he should be ashamed of himself. Ocha, what happened to the music you said drop? Yeah, I wanted to have. So it's soon. It's soon, or at least just the first single will be soon. I'm behind schedule because I procrastinated on some things and I got interrupted by stuff in real life. So I wanted to have something done. I wanted a special video to upload tomorrow, but not gonna get around to doing that. But it will be soon. Commissioner, can you call you Mr. Worldwide Web because your audience is all around the world? Ha! Thank you, Triangle. Yeah. Me being a caveman and not really using social media like that and just really appreciating all of its uses. Like, it has its pros and cons. I've just seen more cons.
Alcubierre Drive calibration complete.
I just, it's hard for me sometimes to fathom that the ease in which social media brings to people's lives, how there can be people from all over the planet, different parts of the globe watching. That's just a momentous feeling. That's something that it's hard to wrap your head around. It's like there's someone in another country watching little old me? What? Which is something that it's like you can experience some stuff like that. Like, if social media wasn't here, there's no way. Like, you just wouldn't have people from other lands checking things out and watching things. It's 2:20 a.m. for me here in Greece. How long do you plan on streaming? I'm gonna be leaving soon. Only just cause spend some time with little brother before he leaves. Cause he won't be spending New Year's with us. Not in our control, so. And help grandmother with some things. Wanted to ask you ever consider video on football? On real football? Not just the American version of what they said. Yeah, I would consider that. There's a lot of stuff I've been considering just looking at other sports. Would you rather fight Goku or Yujiro Hanma? Personally, I'm taking Goku because it would be over quick. Yujiro would just punish me. Yeah. Also, because of Goku's nature, the chances of me surviving increase with Goku than Yujiro. Because Goku doesn't just... Now, if Goku is just looking to kill in this situation, then okay, whatever. But if it's just straight up Goku, it could go like, he didn't even want to kill Broly or anything. He's like, oh, since you're not a bad guy, so, yeah, pick Goku. Didn't I tell you how that works? I gotta make a account, gotta do all that. I don't know how to do that yet.
I need to get the purple one. I don't think there's an account on there.
Yeah, I'm going to figure out how to do that. It's just the process to do that is just time consuming. Soccer is irrelevant to some people here, but I think it's grown more and more. I wouldn't say irrelevant. It's just not enough people have been in it. Well, I think I'm going to end things here just because I think my brother may be leaving soon. I didn't get to do some stuff for him before he leaves. But I appreciate all of you for tuning in. I'll keep this stream up, I think, unless some gets demonetized for some using. But I want to thank you all for being here. I'll probably have another stream in the next couple days or by next weekend or something. But Happy New Year to all of you. Thank you all so much for being here, being you, and the presence of your company or the pleasure of your company. Really appreciate it. and they're already starting to shoot and stuff, fireworks and all that. They can't even let it get to even 8 o'clock, and they're doing that now. Thank you for the stream. Really appreciate you. Happy New Year's. Yeah. All of you have a very good rest of your day and even better year. I hope great things happen for us all in this coming year. But I will see y'all. Thank you for tuning in.